And then we're going to get into the topic, which is, in this case, I have it in my, hold on a second here. It's all very messy. In my newly got Vivienne Westwood pouch. Isn't this thing adorable? It's made in Kenya with love in cotton. It's a vegan bag. As you can see, Viv tells us that it's vegan. And inside, oh, by the way, this is Vivienne's own design. Art Lovers Unite, which is also the title of our documentary with Vivienne Westwood, coming soon. And then she drew the map of climate change with all the parts of the world that are overheated already. But inside of our little pouch or clutch is what we're at today. Now, this is going to be, this is not the Hermès tarot cards from last week. This is the real deal, you guys. We're going to be doing tarot cards. I'm going to read your future. Your future. Yes, your past and your present. Okay, Mellie says, do my reading. Okay, Mellie, you're up first. Give me 3 numbers, sweetie. Remember, your first number is going to be the past. Your second number is going to be the present. Your third number is going to be the future. So give me 3 numbers from 1 to 78. And as you're giving me the 3 numbers, I shall mix the cards. So let's do the top-bottom view as I am mixing the cards. So yes. Ooh, this is exciting. Oh, Mellie, you already did it? Okay. Okay, wait, let me just mix a little bit more just to be, you know. Okay, so this reading is for Mellie. Right? Okay. Now, Mellie. Most important thing, do not take this too seriously. You know what I mean? Do not take this reading seriously, and because it's all a game. Because heaven forbid, I don't want anybody to feel bad about anything, because you know tarot cards are freaky sometimes. God, they're so big, it's hard to mix them also. And I don't know if I should also flip them, like mix them up, down, up, down. I mean, I should, but I don't know how to do it in the best way. Maybe I should just like randomly like do that. Ooh, one of them. And I oop. Jasmine Masters in the house. Let's flip some. We have to flip them because, you know, some of them are up, some of them are down. Anyway, okay. All right, Mellie. Let me see. We got, oh, Dadla also gave us numbers. All right, 11, 4, and really 1? Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Then we got 4, 1. Yeah, we're going to do it first. So from here, I start counting again. These are past. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And then 1. Alrighty, Mellie, here we go, sweetie. So this is it, you guys. Okay, so we have the Star, the Queen of Wands, and the King of Swords. Yes. Now, I have my little list here. Ooh, Star. Okay, now that is... Oh dear. Okay, don't take it too seriously, Mellie. You're past, but we've spoken about this, so of course, this is our private talk. I do not disclose anything, you know what I mean. I'm always a very reserved person. But let me tell you one thing. What the star is telling us here is that there is a bit of complication in the past. Discouragement. Discouragement is the word du jour. You have been discouraged quite a bit, my dear, which leads you to sometimes despair a little bit and have lack of faith. By faith, mind you, I'm very well aware that a lot of people are not religious at all. A lot of people are religious. A lot of people believe in different sorts of faiths. So we're totally flexible here. Faith can mean a myriad of things. It can mean your personal faith. It can mean religious faith. It can mean psychological faith. It can mean a lot of stability. But it's telling us that we do have some discouragement from the past that we have to work on. The present, Queen of Wands. Let's go to the Wands. The Queen. Where is she? Oh, there she is. Oh, okay. Interesting. Uh-huh. So. And this, I would say, you be the judge of what the card says, but it's telling us that at present time, you are very demanding with yourself and with other people. Sometimes a little bit aggressive in the choices you make and how you do them. And the interesting part of the Queen of Wands when she's upside down, because for me she's upside down, there's this notion that they describe as the shrinking violet. Now, we can interpret that in many different ways, but I would say that I would suggest that we go, what is it called? And this is something, honestly, that applies also to me. I'm also too demanding right now of myself, not so much of other people. And I'm like too harsh on myself, too hard on myself. And I think we all in 2020 have to learn to be less hard on ourselves and so less demanding. Because our present, and I think Mellie, this card is really interesting that this card I think counts for all of us. We're all too demanding, you guys. We got to kind of tone it down and be a little bit less hard on ourselves because like we're going through really tough times. Honestly, it's not like, you know, there's not a lot we can do. I mean, there's a lot that we can do. We can work on ourselves, but it's like, there are those days you wake up and you're like guilty. You feel guilty. You're like, oh, I overslept again. Oh my God, I'm not doing anything. And then like, you know, you're kind of bad to your own self. You're punishing your own self for being less proactive in life because you're in lockdown. And then like, you just spend the whole day procrastinating because you're thinking bad stuff about yourself. Like you're not good enough. You're too lazy for it. And then you're like, oh, and then you're like, well, but the day has passed anyway, and I haven't done anything anyway. So just like, stop thinking about that. You know, I would say like, we have to stop castrating ourselves and just moving on. For the future, we have the King of Swords. Let me find the swords. Okay. So the King of Swords. Oh, this is good. This is good, Mellie. Good stuff. We got the King of Swords is upright, clear thinking, intellectual power, authority, and truth. That's what the cards are saying about your future. I mean, it's as clear as day. This is a good future. Well done, Mellie. All right, you guys. Moving on to the next number. Darla gave me the next numbers, right? Darla gave me her numbers. So Darla is a 7, a 1, and a 56. Dacob, you are a natural psychic. We trust you. Yes, queen. I mean, I try my best. Okay, let's do this, Darla. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. The next one is a 1. Is it? Yeah. And then the next one, 56. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, 51, 52, 53, 54, 55, 56, you guys. Okay. So, my dear, these cards are like metallic, so they reflect light like crazy. But the first one is the 3 of Cups, and it's upright. Then we got the Magician, which is upside down. Again, I'm analyzing them facing myself, not facing the upside down camera. And then we have the Four of Swords. All right, so this is the past, present, future. The Three of Cups. Let's get to the couplets. Right. The Three of Cups says that your past... Oh, this is interesting. This is Darla. Darla. Or like, which camera am I looking at? Darla, this is good. Your past, celebration, community, creativity, friendship. You got all the good stuff that build your fundament. Your basis is, your structure is solid. That's good. That means you're already coming from something where ain't no hurricane, ain't no tornado, ain't no red room gonna put you down. This is good. So, but this also can mean that life is setting you up for big stuff in the future. Easy or complicated, but you have that solidity. You're very, very solid. So that's good. You can take whatever comes your way, basically. That's the gist. Let me remind you also, Darla, don't take any of this too seriously, please. I don't want anybody to feel bad just in case we have whatever. You know what I mean? It's for fun, you guys. Light-heartedness is our word du jour in the coven today. Now, your present is the Magician. Upside down. Let's see. The Magician. So at the moment, dear Darla, I have the feeling this 2020 has gotten to you a little bit too much because we got poor planning and somebody around you is pushing you a little bit too much in the direction you don't want to go into. That's what this is telling me. And you got to take things back into your own hands. But we got these humongous, swimming right underneath the surface, humongous latent talents that you have. But then there's that somebody close to you is kind of in the way, blocking them from bursting out into the open. And you need to be creative in this time. Because, I mean, look at me, dressed as Ogra and Peggy Bundy with a fly on my head. You got to be creative because creativity is going to save us. The artistry of it all, being artistic, it's what's going to save us, you guys. It's going to save us. So don't let anybody get in your way of being creative, expressing yourself, because that's what you need right now. It's food for your soul. That total freedom. By the way, that's somebody that is close to you that might be in some sort of way blocking you. It doesn't have to be a friend, family member, or acquaintance. It could be you. You could be that person that's blocking yourself, you know? So work on that. Open up all the chakras and just like go for it. Be creative, you know? Even little things, just no matter what it is, even just like little scribbles, drawing on a piece of paper for hours and just like getting into the groove, opening up and then creating more and more and more. Super important. Then we got the future. We got the Four of Swords. Let's see, where are the swords? The Four of Swords. So now, here, the present will dictate the future. All depends on what you do now. How are you going to be able to, in the present, how are you going to be able to free yourself of that blockage? You know? Because it can go two ways. Now is the time, thanks to the past, which is very solid. So, as I said, because the past is so solid, because you have really good fundaments, foundation, life things, it can throw stuff at you because you can handle it. But you can also kind of dodge the bullets by now planning ahead, preparing for that creative future, because the Four of Swords can lead upside down, can lead to restlessness. And if you let all those voices in your head or whoever's surrounding you, whatever is happening, just veer you off your creative path, it can lead you to burnout. And don't let that happen, because the burnout, what happens with the burnout is if you're over expelling energy in the wrong directions. Over expelling energy without any energy coming back to you will definitely long term, it burns you out, obviously, because there's no way to recharge. And we are creative souls. We recharge through creativity, through being artists. You know what I mean? So don't let anybody, and even yourself, block off that creativity, Darla. There you go. I hope you've enjoyed your reading. Who's next, you guys? And again, don't take it seriously. I know, like, I can't, you know, because you know how tarot cards are. They're not all completely like these amazing, powerful, positive. They can't be. Otherwise, it would be no fun also if the tarot cards would only be, everything's great, you're great, everything's good, thank you, next. You know, that's not how life works either. Okay, so does anybody want to have their Halloween tarot read? Okay, let me read a couple of comments first. Dacob, you are a natural psychic. Oh, thank you, we read that. Thank you. Helen says, I'm getting less emotional. I accept things how they come now, feeling much better. Oh, that's good. Amira, sweetie, what are these numbers you gave me? 10, 10, 20, 20? Oh, because it's today's date. But this is not for the cards, because I can't do those numbers. They're too big. Jack. Jack is next. Okay, cool. So, but let me just read a couple of comments. Oh my God, a couple. There's, you guys. So, Mr. E, hey, living for the gray bang. Okay, Mr. E is in the house. 3 girls, 1 cup. Girl. Okay, Mr. E, let me just tell you, because you just joined us, right? A little bit. So this is, Google it if you don't know her, because the show is from way after, like you were, no, way before you were born. Married with Children, Peggy Bundy, and then we got Ogra from the Dark Crystal, and we have Princess Leia the Buns, and we have The Fly from, you know, the political debate. All right, you guys, sorry. Oh my gosh, thank you so much. This is like so heartwarming to see all the comments. I can't even go through all of them. There's so many because I'm reading the cards, you know. But let me just do one thing at a time. Mariam, we are also excited. Thank you. Listen, because you guys, Mariam is an astrologer. So I mean, I guess you're also into tarot cards. So please, if I'm like butchering the tarots, like don't hate on me, Mariam, please. But let's do Jack. Jack, are you ready? All right, Jack, you want 3, 17, and 20. Let's do one last mix for Jack. Whoops. One last shuffle, I mean. Now, Jack, my dear, I hope you're still watching because we're doing your cards now. 3, 17, 20. All right. 1, 2, 3. 17. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. And then we got a 20. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. All right, Jack, I'm reminding you that I'm reading the cards facing me, not the camera. So we have, so what I'm saying is what is upside down to you is actually upright for me. Just repeating that every time, so we're totally in the clear about that. We got the first card representing the past, second is present, third is future. The past is the temperance or temperance. I think that's in the Arcana. Let me see, you guys. Yes. Okay, so temperance is upright. I'm going to show it to you. There's temperance, reflecting light like crazy because it's all a metallic thing. They look really beautiful in real life, but on camera, they're reflecting light a bit too much. So sorry, guys, about that. So temperance, balance, moderation, patience, purpose, and meaning. Jack, Jack, your past is amazing. It's like you came to this world with a very, very specific goal. There's a task for you. And um, balance, moderation, patience, purpose, and meaning. That is super cool. That means that you are you know exactly deep down inside. Maybe it's a subconscious thing for now, because sometimes we need time to get into ourselves. But there's a voice inside of you that's telling you, you know exactly the path you gotta go, and you're confident and calm about it, and you're going that path. And that's exactly what your past. And you know how it is. They say the past does dictate what happens in the future. I usually say there is no past, there's no future, there's only the now. But there's a memory of the past, and the memory that you have of the past is a good one. It's bringing you forth and forward, darling. Then we got the Four of Wands, which is also facing me, so it's upright. Wands, where are they? Here they are. The Four of Wands. Okay, your present is gorgeous. It is celebration, harmony, marriage, home, and community. Those are your words du jour. So there is warmth there. There is stability there. You are completely equipped to face what we're going through right now in 2020, and probably for the rest of 2021 as well. You got love surrounding you. You got the right support. And again, I always say this, love and support, you know, it can come from other people, but it can also come from yourself, obviously, because as Mama Ru would say, you got to learn to love yourself first before you can love anybody else, right? So you're really, really very well balanced in that department. Now, all of this is preparing you, is setting you up in a good way or in a bad way, let's see, for the future. Two of Swords. Now, Two of Swords is upside down. And the upside down doesn't always have to mean something negative. It's when stuff becomes upside down, there's always a task, I have the feeling, at hand that we have to overcome to find a reflection of our own existence in a way. So let's see what it says. The Two of Swords. Yeah, you see, perhaps what we're taking with us from the past and the present becomes information overload. And this is an interesting thing here. We got an information overload and confusion in the future. Why do we have confusion in the future? This could be related to perhaps, well, the future is unknown, but if we're going to be confused in the future, we have to look for the reasons why we're confused in the past. I think what the cards are maybe trying to tell us, everybody can interpret it in a different way, but I think what the cards are trying to tell us is that the confusion can arise if we take too for granted in the future what we have now. That stability, security, love, devotion, attention, like if we take it for granted and we neglect it, it can lead to insecurity and confusion in the future, because whoever is surrounding us and giving us all that nourishment and all that love and affection, and if we don't keep nourishing it back, there could be some issues in the future. So I would just say, stick to the track you're on right now, and then you will avoid that derailing in the future. All right. I hope you've enjoyed that, Jack. Let's see. Let me read a couple of comments. Brandon says it's a pretty deck. Thank you. Mellie says this is fun. Good. I hope you enjoyed it. Yeah, George, like, and I oop. Yeah, I did the and I oop. Yeah. And then Mellie says, thank you. Oh my God. I'm laughing. So accurate. Ha, good. Okay, so I got Mellie's reading well. Right. Okay. Yeah, Mellie, you need to let go. Be patient with yourself. Then we got, Helen says, excellent, Mellie. Darla says, good stuff. Mellie says, oh, well, thank you, Dacob. Thank you, Mellie, for giving me the numbers. Mariam says, exactly, Dacob, especially because Aries Mars is in retrograde. We must reevaluate things instead of rushing. Dacob, you are good. Oh, thank you so much, Mariam. Yeah, Mariam, thank you for reminding. Mariam, thank you for reminding me. Mercury, no, it's Mars retrograde, right? No, it's Mercury retrograde. Mars is in retrograde. I thought Mercury is in retrograde. Is Mars in retrograde too? Well, anyway, every time there's a retrograde, guys, and this is why I was thinking also last time I did the live stream, like there was so many issues and hiccups with the technical aspect of it, because when it's in retrograde, internet messes up, technical stuff mess up, like we're also moody, we got swings, energy is kind of up and down, you don't understand why all of a sudden you're drained of energy, and then all of a sudden you have energy all over the place, like it shifts and was, oh, I need a bit of water, you guys. Oh. So Darla says, thank you. Oh, I'm so glad. Thank you, Darla. I'm glad you enjoyed the reading. So Brandon says, what do you think some trends for fragrance will be in the 2020s? Oh, okay. Well, we'll get to that. Ask me again after the next reading, because I'll forget the question, because there's a lot to say about perfume trends. You know what I mean? Helen says, wish you the best, Mellie. Yeah, the fly, Amelia. You know, it flew over from the debate. The fly flew over from the debate, landed on my head, on my head, and said, "Girl." The fly, it whispers to me. It's telling me stuff. The stuff it found over there at the debate, the stuff it heard. You know, people say, if they wish to be somewhere but not be seen, they say, oh, if I were only a fly on a wall to overhear or see whatever, blah, 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 you know? Well, that fly just like made it real. It's real. It was there. Not on a wall, it was on a head, but it was there. And I wonder, if a fly sits on a head, oh, this is also Carrie Bradshaw, right? Very Sex and the City. And I couldn't help but wonder, was it the fly or was it me? Or was it just me? But can the fly hear the thoughts running through someone's head if it lays on your head? You know what I mean? I wonder what was running through that person's head in that moment, while not knowing that the fly was on the head. Mind you, the rest of the world knew. The rest of the world knew. Helen is next. 5-8-15. Helen, are you ready, my dear? Let's shuffle the cards for you. 5-8-15. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 15. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Now, remember not to take anything too seriously, you guys. First thing, second thing, remember that these cards will be read facing me, not you. To you, they appear to be upside down. So what this means is that we're going to have past, present, future. The past is facing upwards, present facing upwards. I got the future's facing upside down. So, Helen, my dear, are you ready for the Three of Cups? We've had the Three of Cups before already, and we are returning with the Three of Cups, but let's see. Now, this is interesting. We got your past is a healthy, happy one. Okay? Creativity, community, friendship, celebration. So it means that you know how to take from the past. Oh, look, there's a little pumpkin there too. There it is. I noticed it only now. But there's Halloween in your past. No, but what I want to say is, you got, what do we say here? Celebration, friendship, creativity, and community. You have this stability, and usually three, this is an interesting, the way that they depicted the Three of Cups with these three ladies holding them. Usually they say also for every relationship, the three pillars are the most fundamental part to sustaining a healthy relationship. Now I'm talking about a relationship with you and yourself, right? Not with others, but in general, like to have a healthy, stable relationship also with others. Um, um, this means, okay, so this means that we have one pillar, which is sexuality. Second pillar is like the intellectual stimulation. And then you have trust. If these three, also with yourself, if you're with your own body at peace, you know, whatever, that can be the sexual part. Then you got your, you stimulate yourself, you read, you write, you're never bored with yourself. And then you're faithful also to yourself, because I mean, what does that mean, faithful to yourself? You eat healthy, you don't, you know, overconsume, you know, alcohol or cigarettes or whatever. Like you have that healthy stability in your past. Now that moves to your future. The future is right now. Difficult times for all of us, but let's see what the Hanged Man tells us. So this is the Hanged Man. The Hanged Man, he's not, I mean, he's upside down, but he's not upside down. The card itself is upright, but the Hanged Man is hanging. So this is interesting. At the moment, he's telling us that we are suspended in time. There is a restriction, but we are in the process of letting go, and there's a sacrifice to be made. This sacrifice can be work-related, it can be emotional, but these are troubling times, and I think of the words that are listed here: suspension, restriction, letting go, and sacrifice. I think restriction is the biggest word. I'm just guessing here because, I mean, 2020 is a restrictive time. We are restricted in our movements, in our freedom of movement. So in many ways, I think the restriction here is connected to the time you're going through. Maybe the fears you're going through because of, you know, the disease that's out there as well that anybody can catch. So we are restricted. I mean, this is just a fact. I wouldn't say that this card is determining what you're doing right or what you're doing wrong. I think in your case right now, the card is literally telling you, you are very well aware of the time that you're in, that there is a restriction, that there is limited freedom of movement and of meeting other people, and there's a sacrifice to be made. Yeah, what we're all sacrificing, time. We're putting in the time, waiting for a cure to appear, or waiting for, you know, everything to calm down so that it's going to be safe again to travel, to meet up with friends on a normal basis, to, you know, the simplest of things that we took for granted up until the end of last year, which are now completely forbidden. Hugging people you love, just like human touch, meeting up with friends and giving them a kiss, hugging them. Like I haven't hugged a person since February, literally. So it's like, it's lonely, you know what I mean? So there's that sacrifice as well that we're going through. And for you, because the card is pointing out very specifically that it's there, that sacrifice, maybe it's more of a burden on you than maybe some other people can handle that more. But for you, it's a tough thing to have to sacrifice so much. And then the future is the Hermit. Lift it in case the light is, there you go. The Hermit. You are, and he's upside down. You, again, facing me upside down. You are very, interesting. you are like a cat type of person. You know, I always say like people are either like more like dogs or like cats, you know. You, and again, the Hermit itself says isolation and withdrawal. So you are the type of person that doesn't seem to have issues after going through everything. It's so interesting. You have this like unity of from the past, like grouping up, being very solid, also building up your own three pillars for your own character. Then in the present time, you're dealing with the fact that you have to isolate yourself even more. And then the future says there will be isolation. Isolation probably has to do with, how to put this? I have the feeling the older we all get, the more we realize that we are capable of a lot through our own strength. I think when people are younger, they're more egotistical. I think only psychopaths get older, or sociopaths get older, thinking that they can drain other people's energies more and more to obtain what they want. And in fact, most politicians are that way. Terrible. But I think healthy human beings with a healthy ego, the more we grow and the older we get, the more we realize that actually, and this is where this, what we call withdrawal or isolation comes from, we realize that we can only count on ourselves to get stuff done, to be whole, you know? And I think for you, your whole life, these cards show me that for you, it's a big deal. It's an important factor for you to always be aware of yourself, to know where you stand, to know what is important for you, to build on top of the pillars and the structures that you already have. That, and as life goes on, that structure, that building that you're building becomes more and more solid and more specific and precise, and it's your fortress. And that fortress leads you to great things because you are full of wisdom. But there's a downside to it as well, that there is that tendency, that possibility that you might really isolate yourself too much and be on top of that huge tower that you're building, and then nobody can have access to you. So the only thing, that's why this guy's upside down at the end. He's just telling you, just be careful. Always stay in touch, no matter how much you're self-sufficient. Always try to keep touch, to stay in touch with also other people. Because at the end of the day, you guys, we are social animals. We only function if our synopsis or synopsis, if we, and it's scientifically proven, people that live longer if they live a healthy social life. The more friends they have around them, the more they get to interact with other people, and the longer they live. So that's that, Helen. I hope you liked the reading. Again, don't take anything too seriously, you guys. So let me see. Helen says, absolutely. You've got it right. Brilliant. Happy with that. Oh, thank you, Helen. Yay. Okay, you guys. So let me mix the cardlets. So, I mean, what cards are you using, Amita asks. They're tarot cards. I don't know, something. Let me see. They're cards from A.E. Waite. Huh? Does that mean anything to you guys? They're here. These are the ones I'm using from this, in case somebody's interested. But they're kind of beautiful. I love this metallic galaxy kind of, it looks like we're in deep space, flying through time and space. I love that. So I think the next one is, who's the next? Well, actually, before I read the next cards, I'm mixing it now, but as let me read through. Mellie says, yes, Helen is a cat. Okay. Mellie says the cards are gorgeous. Okay, why is that thing blinking? Todd Fletcher says, Dacob, Lynch hinted more Twin Peaks coming. Listen, Todd, I saw that little interview that little like 16-year-old kid, the musician kid, who's in Juilliard school. He's, what does he do, the trombone or something? He interviewed Lynch. The kid was adorable, by the way. I'm a huge fan of that kid. And yeah, and Lynch, because when Lynch talks to kids, he's more ready to talk, to spill the beans than he would be with an interviewer. Because when an interviewer interviews Lynch, then he's like, I'm not going to tell you anything. But he told the kid asked him, well, if we weren't in the lockdown situation, what would you be doing now? And he said, I would probably have been doing a movie or a continued story, something like that. Which, of course, everybody then started interpreting as, oh my God, he would be filming Twin Peaks. But not so sure, Todd, because there were some stories about Lynch maybe wanting to do another type of TV show, something else. Like, you know, I'm not saying Mulholland Drive, the TV show, but maybe, you know, we don't know. So Todd says, oh, okay, you saw it. Todd, of course I saw. You know, I know my Lynch. All right, let's flip it. So Mellie's like, what, really? Yeah, Mellie. Yeah, you could check out the video. It's on YouTube. That kid is such a cute kid. So intelligent. I was in awe of the kid. The kid was really cute. And asked really interesting questions too. Anyway. All right, who's next? I've mixed the cards, shuffled the cards. So there are 78 cards. So of the 78 cards, you tell me a number. Basically, the thing is, you tell me a number. The first number, you tell me 3 numbers. The first number is your past card. The second number is the present, and then the third number is the future. Don't go over 78, but you can go up to 78. You know, and technically your third number can't be 78 because by the time I get to your third number, we've already have 2 cards on the table. So there's only 76 cards left. But if you do take 78 as your last number, then I will just count through the 76 cards and then start again. So, you know, you count through 76 and then 77, 78. So the second card would be your 78. It makes sense to me. But anyway, whatever. Okay, who's next, you guys? Okay, Johnny. Hi, Johnny. 2, 3, and 13. Johnny, are you ready? Mr. Druin Johnny, are you ready for your tarot reading? 2. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 13. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Johnny, you're a daring man, choosing 13 as one of the numbers. You know, a lot of people are scared of number 13, but let's see what we got here. Remember, Johnny, don't take the reading too seriously. This is all just for fun. And remember that the camera is kind of filming upside down. So I'm reading the cards facing me, which means that these 2 are upside down for me, and this one is upright. All right. We got the Page of Wands. Okay. Where is the Page of Wands? Ah, here it is. Oh, great. Johnny, you deliver from your past, from your childhood. Enthusiasm, exploration, discovery, and a free spirit. You're a rebel, Johnny, a rebel. Take that with you to the present, which... Oh, wait a minute. No. Yeah. Yes. But there is one point with the Page of Wands. There is one point in the past, Johnny. You have a tendency of sabotaging yourself a little bit, Mr. Johnny. Setbacks to new ideas. Pessimism. Now, you're enthusiastic. You're a rebel spirit. But there's pessimism blocking you. Now, you got to work on that because pessimism is poison. All it's going to do, it's going to suck your energy dry because if you're pessimistic about something, then nothing will go right. Ever. Think of it this way. If you think things are going to be bad tomorrow, then of course they're going to be bad tomorrow, because today you're not allowing yourself to recharge your batteries and your energy to confront what's going to come tomorrow. But if you think that tomorrow is going to be A-okay, and you take it with a little bit of lightheartedness, things will go perfectly well and smooth. Anyway, just putting it out there. Then we got the King of Cups in the present. King of Cups. Where's the King of Cups? You're going through a moody period right now. And there is a bit of emotional manipulation going on there. Now, what does this mean? This could mean several things. It could mean that at the moment, again, 2020 is a messy year for everybody. But it could be that what we have here with the king, that you're manipulating yourself again, you know. And this is not necessarily a bad thing for the present. Like, for example, in order to survive 2020, we make ourselves believe things. What does this mean? Like, for example, I go through smelling 10 different perfumes a day. You know, I create my fantasy world through smell every day. That's how I manipulate my reality to just enhance my mood, just to be happier. Just, you know, because a perfume reminds me of a great story from the past. It reminds me of meeting up with friends. The smell of it just gives me the illusion that things are fine. So I manipulate myself into dealing with reality, and the reality being you're locked at home most of the time. You're not allowed to hug anybody. You're not allowed to go out and meet people. So it can be a lonely time. So that's what I'm trying to say here. When you hear emotional manipulation and moodiness, it doesn't mean that there's somebody out there trying to trick you into doing things. It also means internally, you got to take it as what you are going through, not what others are making you go through. And I'm telling you also, for me, from my end, it's about realizing that it's not always a bad thing. You have to do what you have to do to get through this situation. A lot of people have lost their jobs too in this situation. So I don't know if that's the case for you or not. A lot of people can't go to school anymore because schools are shut down. You know, there's a lot of different things. Our lives have changed. There's no debating that. So that emotional manipulation, when, you know, had I heard the word emotional manipulation a year ago, I would have approached it differently. I would have interpreted it differently. But this year, I understand where it's coming from, really. You know what I mean? So I think what's going on here is healthy. You're finding your way to battle through this situation, through 2020. And the only thing you have, because the King of Cups is upside down, the only thing you have to take care of is that this, and also from the past, your tendency to pessimism, that you don't drag that into the future. But I think you won't, because we have the future card is upright. For me, for you it's upside down, but for me it's upright. So the how do we pronounce it properly? The Hierophant? The Hierophant? Oh, Fant. Here you go, Fant. So let's see what the Hierophant says. Oh, great. Okay, so you see, you will come out triumphant, because all of the pessimism, insecurity, and the emotional manipulation you're manipulating yourself through, and isolation, is leading to you will be able to work all that out, and you will find your way back to people, to your friends. It says group identification, tradition, beliefs, maybe even religion to some extent. Now, what does that mean? No clue, because there's a myriad of religions out there. Religion doesn't always have to be connected to a god or gods or whatever. It can also be something intimate, personal. You know, I've met many people that, for example, they say, well, they believe in God, but they don't believe in the church. I mean, you know, to each his own. I don't want to judge anybody. Everybody's entitled to their beliefs, and it's very fascinating to see, actually. The more people I meet in my life, and the more I realize, wow, actually, even those people that do have, you know, that some of the people, let's say, just one of the religions, Catholicism, let's a random one. Even within it, there are different factions. People who are more, proclined to believe in that part of it or the other part of it, whatever. And so it's like, it's an intimate thing at the end of the day. You take from it what soothes your soul. You know what I mean? What makes you feel good. And this is fascinating because this means ultimately that we can free ourselves of what the institutions want to push onto us as what we have to believe as a religion. We can detach ourselves from that and find our own religion. Find what soothes our soul, what makes us feel good. And this, in your case, religion can be family. Religion can be your lover, your husband, your wife, kids, a pet, no matter what, you know what I mean? Anything. But you will find that peace, and that's good. So the future is looking bright, my dear. So Johnny, I hope you've enjoyed this. And again, don't take any of it seriously. This is just a game. We're just doing it for fun. We're reading tarot cards for Halloween. Amira, my dear, you're up next. Let me shuffle the cards for you, sweetie. And then we're gonna read Amira's cards. So I hope you're enjoying it. Johnny says, exactly, Dacob, coping. Yes, I needed that, Dacob. Oh, great, Johnny. I'm happy I could help. Oh, Johnny says, scared, living bad stuff right now. Sleepy Cat Ada, who designed those cards and what brand is that pink lip gloss? Very cute. Is that pink lip gloss? Do I have pink lip gloss on my ears? On my ears? Did I just say, you guys, I just said, do I have pink lip gloss on my ears? Let that sink in. Let that sink. Ogra, the fortune teller, / Peggy Bundy / Princess Leia / The Fly just said, is that pink lip gloss on my ears? There's a t-shirt for you right there. So Johnny, listen. These are hard times. I'm so sorry that you're going through hardships. But it will be good. It will be good. It's all going to be good. You just got to think positive. And, you know, we're all a community. I mean, I know we're like not seeing each other live. We're seeing each other through a screen. But, you know, I'm also doing these live streams every Saturday because I want... By the way, Amita, I'm still mixing your cards. I'm shuffling your cards as I'm talking to Johnny. Wait, I got to stretch my arms here so you see me do it. This is one of the reasons I wanted to do... Halloween is my favorite time of the year. It's a very spiritual time of the year as well. I mean, it's not just about tacky wigs and makeup and costumes. There's something really deep there, you know. It's that border between life and death, and very spiritual time. And also, it teaches us not to take death too seriously because it's a part of life. And so it's an emotional time, and I love to share this time with my friends. But since I can't travel, do anything, you know, I'm locked down. So I thought to myself, let's spend time together. So every Saturday, we're counting down to this, you know, Halloween thing. And so this is also meant to help each other out, like good vibes, good energy, spending time together. And realizing that when we're all a community, when we're all together united, like things go well, it will be fine. Don't worry, Johnny. It will be fine, you know. Amita, my dear, let me do the flippage. All right. Okay. Amita, are you ready, my dear? So here are the cards. Numbers are 2. Oh, wait. 1, 2, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right. So Amita, do not take it seriously. Remember, this is just a game. And also remember that for you, the cards are upside down, meaning I'm reading them facing me. So first card is the past, present, future. This one is upright. And let me get my little paper here. All right, so we got the 10 of Wands. You guys. Amira, you are a hard working lady. You have a tendency of carrying all the burden of the entire family on your back. You handle everybody's stress, everybody's pressure responsibly, through a lot of hardship, and you endure a lot of stress. You are a fighter. You're a nourishing soul. You're one of those people that never says no when a friend asks for help or when a family member asks for help. And you never complain. You go through all the stress, and but you achieve everything. You never let down anybody. Like, you are a giver. Your whole past is built on that. Be careful, Amira. Do not let people take advantage of you. Because a lot of people take kindness for weakness, and a lot of people also abuse that. But you are a good soul. You are a natural giver. You can't help it. So it's easy for somebody, if they sniff out that they can use you, that they do. And for you, it's impossible because you don't have that protection mechanism, because you are authentically, as it says here, pure responsibility, hard work, taking on all the stress, taking up all the burden. That's your core. That's your core. You are a nourishing being. But let's see what happens in the present. We got the 2 of Cups. Right now, again, 2020, you guys, I'm telling you, this is a tough year. The 2 of Cups is giving us issues. I think you're coming to a point where you're realizing this, that you have to say no to things, say no to people. And the 2 of Cups, I'm saying hearts because we're talking about relationship with oneself. That's why I have hearts in mind, but it's the 2 of Cups. And the 2 of Cups is telling us there's a lack of harmony and an imbalance in a relationship. This does not have to mean a relationship with a potential partner or what have you. Again, I'm focusing more on us because we're analyzing ourselves. So this is the relationship between you and you. You have to go back to yourself. You got to re-find that harmony, because that hardship, that hard work, all the burden, all the stress, it's finally time for you to do it for yourself, to find that harmony for yourself, to go through certain stress that we have to go through anyway this year, for sure, but for yourself. Finding that way to yourself, to loving yourself, and caring for yourself more, because others, if you are a giver, if you give and keep on giving and giving, others forget that they actually should maybe also give something back, I know we always say, my mom also always teaches me, if you're going to give, be ready to give and not ask anything in return, because bad karma. And also be ready to lend something to somebody that you are ready to forget. Don't expect them to give it back to you, because usually, yeah. So if you're already set up that way, if you're pre-programmed that way to be a natural born giver, you really tend to forget also how to say, please stop, you're taking too much from me. I need also to recharge my own battery. And this is why you're going through this imbalance with yourself. That relationship that's mentioned in the cards, it can be with another person, but I would like to rein everything back into ourselves, because at the end of the day, you guys, it's quite simple. When we are really in balance with ourselves, when we are happy with ourselves, everybody else follows suit. They do because they notice, because we are animals at the end of the day. We are instinctive. There's an instinct inside of us when we smell as animals. When we smell that another person is at peace with themselves, we are attracted to them. Like moths to a flame, like flies to poop. Because it gives us life. And yes, poop gives life to flies because flies lay their eggs in it and there's nourishment in it, believe it or not. We're so disgusted by poop, but actually that's life. You see, we're led to believe all the wrong things in life, but there's life in that poop for that fly. So what I want to say is, not that we have to go to poop, but what I'm trying to say is that we have to find that balance within ourselves. Others follow suit. They smell out that we're at balance, that we're at ease, that we're not cramped. You know, when you're cramped with you see when a person is walking on the street, maybe you never met that person before, but you see them when they're walking down the street. If they're irradiating light or if they're darker because they got issues going on, we sense it as human beings because we are spiritual beings, you guys. At the end of the day, we are emotional, we are sensitive, we're spiritual. And no, never forget, we're all connected. We are all just connected into one big pattern. And Amita, your Two of Cups is telling you, the upside down one, you got to work to find that balance with yourself. Love yourself more, take care of yourself. And don't be afraid to also tell other people, hey, right now, don't get me wrong, but I need some time for myself. Just give me a moment here. You know, I need to make something good for myself too. And then I'll be back helping you. And then the future is the Ten of Swords. This is interesting. It's upside down from the side I'm reading it. Upside down is not always a negative, you guys, definitely. It's a warning though, but it's an interesting one because the Ten of Swords is telling us that you will come through all of this and there is recovery, regeneration. You will recover, regenerate, you will find a way. You will find a way to also use some of that incredible energy, that giving energy that you have for everybody else. You will find a way to also channel some of it for your own health, for your own stability and security. However, you're going to have to deal with fear. And this is something interesting. Tell me here, fear of ruin and fear of the inevitable end. It's interesting that I mentioned, before even getting to the Ten of Swords, that I mentioned this topic about life and death, even the past readings. And I said, you know, death is part of life. Life is part of death. It's all one big thing. This Halloween season, it's that spirituality season where the border between life and death is more thin. And that's why the spirits pass on into the living world. You know, they say on Halloween night and blah, blah, blah. But don't be afraid of it, because the inevitable end is never an end. Look at it this way. When we go to the movies, we see a movie, right? And it becomes a huge blockbuster. And the movie comes to an end after 2 hours, more or less. And then you leave the cinema. And then if the movie is a success, or even if it's not a success, depending on how, you know, the production companies think of it, they would say, oh, well, guess what, you guys, in 2 years, there's part 2 coming. And you're like, wait, but didn't it come to an end? Even an end is not an end. There's always a way to prolong it, to change it, to add to it, to create something new out of it. So don't be afraid of whatever ending can happen, because there's never an end. Also time. Some people have this idea that time is linear, that it begins at a certain point for you and then it ends at a certain point. No, time is more like a river that flows, but it's like it's circular. Things repeat themselves constantly. In fact, we go to sleep every night. We wake up every day. There's day, night. Everything is repetition. And so is an ending, is just kind of like coming full circle before the circle begins again. I think this fear of the inevitable end that the card is trying to tell us is not connected to physical actual death, but more to this fear that we're building up on here in the cards. This fear that, oh, if I say no to people that always want stuff from me, and if I finally find the courage to say, wait, I need some time for myself too, I'm afraid that then my relationship with these people might end, that they might get angry at me, that then I won't be able to deal with. Don't be afraid of that. Because trust you me, if they've tasted once how delicious it is to receive your help and your love, if for once they hear a no from you, they're not going to disappear. They will be back again. Don't fear loss. Nothing is ever lost. Nothing. This is a concept we all have to work on. Nothing is lost. And even if something physical, just as materialistic, because we live in a material society, even if something, I got several sunglasses of mine stolen when I'm out and about in the city in the past, and you just for a second leave, or somebody just pulls them off, runs, whatever. And like in the moment you're shocked, like, oh no, sunglasses, and I'm like, well, they're still on this planet. Somebody else has them now. I mean, yeah, bad for their karma, but I feel like it's not lost. They're not lost. I've enjoyed them. I've lived with them. It was a great experience having them, and now their time is elsewhere, but it's still, they still exist. You know what I mean? So nothing is ever lost, you guys. Everything is here. We should stop fearing loss, because it just blocks us from living, and then we really lose something, and that is the time we have now. Fear makes us lose time. Just saying. So Amita, I see it as a positive reading, because the cards are telling you, at the end of the day, what these three cards are saying, the gist of it is, love yourself more, and don't be afraid to love yourself more, and don't be afraid to tell other people, hey, there's also Amita here, okay? So all of y'all's also kind of rein it back in a little bit and give Amita some space too. There you go. I hope you've enjoyed it. So Amita, what are we saying? Reading the comments. Yes, 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 Mellie. You have to take care of yourself too, Amita. Oh, true. Cool, cool, cool. I'm learning to say no. Oh, great, Amita. Good. Learn to say no. And trust you me, Amita, saying no is not a negative thing. It just means that you have boundaries, that you are learning to respect yourself. Because by saying no, you also say, hey, guys, I'm saying no, not because I don't like you. I'm saying no because right now I need some time for myself to recharge my batteries so that I can say yes to you again tomorrow. You know what I mean? Brandon says, so deep. Oh, thank you, guys. Yes, we are all family. Cute, cute. Balance is the key, says Johnny. Self-care, Amita, self-care. Well said. That's the key word. Alrighty, who's next? Maria. Oh, yeah, I mean, thanks so much, Amita says. You're welcome. Thank you for giving me the numbers, Amita. All right, so we're going to do Maria next. Oh my God, now I know how it feels for all the tarot card readers on like online, you know. Call, toll free, this number, and then like you'll be queued in to get your reading done for Halloween in the Fashion Bunker Coven. Okay, so we're mixing for Maria. Maria, are you with us? It's like a seance. Maria, this is the Ouija board, by the way. It's a Ouija board scarf. Maria, are you with us, Maria? Hi, Maria. Maria Daza. All right, you guys. You got 6, 25, and 7. All right. Oh, Maria is in Colombia. Hello. Hola, ¿qué tal? ¿Qué tal, Colombia? Vamos a ver. Okay, now I'm going to say this in English, though, because most people are speaking English, but I do speak Spanish, too. All right, Maria. ¿Estás lista? Vamos. 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 25. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. All right, you guys. So now, Maria, just to let you know, don't take anything too seriously. This is all just a game. Remember that, you're seeing stuff upside down. So I'm reading the cards facing me, which means the first two cards are upside down for me. The third one is upright. This card is the past, middle card present, last card is the future. More water. Ooh, you guys, and plus the nail polish. Now this one dried up after 1 week of Chanel Le Boy tragedy. Let's see how this one's going to hold up next week. Okay, we got the Emperor. The Emperor. Okay, the Emperor. Maria, we're coming from a past of domination, excessive control, rigidity, and inflexibility. Somebody in your family has been very, very hard on you. Is that true? Maria says, I know English too, but it would be funny if you would do a video in Spanish sometime. I mean, you know, yeah, it could be fun, definitely. But I mean, my Spanish is not as good as my English, obviously. But yeah. Yes, there you go, Maria. Yeah, somebody has been really hard on you in the past. And as I said, domination, excessive control, rigidity, and inflexibility. And this is a burden for you. Obviously, it would be a burden for everybody, girl. I mean, like, but this is something that has anchored itself in your past, which leads us to the present. Now, let's see what the present tells us. The Five of Pentacles. The past is trying to dictate your present, but you're not letting it. This is good. Even though, despite this one being upside down, it's not a bad thing, because the Five of Pentacles is telling us that drainage from our past that's trying to make out of us a spiritually impoverished being doesn't really work. You're working on it to not let that happen. You're proactively working, and you should be, well, the card is telling you should be working on blocking off that control-dominated past. And also, the Five of Pentacles, it's telling me that recovery from financial loss. It means that you're not going through a terrible time, at least economically speaking at the moment, because you're finding ways of dealing with it. And because emotionally somebody has been draining you from the past, difficult times in your childhood maybe, you're finding your own keys and ways of dealing with it and solving the issue by also moving into other territories. For example, the financial situation that the card mentions here doesn't mean only that we're talking about money. I mean, finances, yes, if you say, oh, what does it say? The exact word is financial loss. No, wait, does it Five of Pentacles? Recovery from financial loss. I would like to see it also emotionally, because we're investing stuff in family structures. We're always investing our time and our energy. And time is money, as they say in a capitalistic world. But at the end of the day, you're recovering from that loss because you're finding ways of stabilizing yourself and freeing yourself from that psychological anchor that sucks your energy from the past. You're becoming more independent. Maybe the card is also trying to say that distancing yourself from whatever family member in the past was so draining to you, you can now do it better because you are more financially independent. So you don't have to go back to certain routines, certain patterns, and certain ways. The future is the Page of Cups. Amazing. You got Creative beginnings, synchronicity. So you're working really hard on yourself, not just to free yourself from the burdens of the past, but to become a better person independent of those things from the past. You're learning so well. You're on a great path to letting go of that without having remorse, without being bitter about it, without, becoming bitter just because it keeps sucking your energy, No, you're letting go of that. And you're going to find in the Page of Cups, creative beginnings, synchronicity, and you will be a messenger of positive things also for others. This is really beautiful. So you're going to, not only are you going to rid yourself of the parasitic attitude of something from the past, other family members or relationships, but you're also going to become not just ridding yourself of it, letting go of it, but you're going to actually give a lot of positive stuff to other people. So you, as it says here, the page, a messenger, creative beginning, synchronicity, a messenger of hope also for others, like a messenger that delivers positive attitude, positive vibes of others, a messenger that delivers the news also on how other, of saying like, hey, I did it, you can do it too. I freed myself of the negativity. You can do it too. So that is a great, like an altruism. Like you have a really, really good aura there. So that's great. That's great news. Maria, I think this is good. What do you say? What do you say? It does look like the Muglefinger. Oh my God, Maria. Yes, working very hard on moving on. Okay, so yeah. There you have it, Maria. I hope you've enjoyed the reading. But again, this was all just a game. Don't take anything too seriously. Matthew says, Dacob, is that Womanity on the table? Love that. So yes, it's Womanity. And in this box is Carnal Flower. By the way, you guys, and what I'm wearing, a little reminder here, my merch, you guys, for Halloween. Check it out. There you have it here. Dacob, the Extract. The perfume bottle that my zombie hand is spraying. It's a limited edition collection. You can get it in the link under this video, but also shown wherever it's going to be possible to see. The Fashion Bunker merch store or the Fashion Bunker shop where you get to buy the Halloween collection, Dacob the Extract merch, which made me think about it because as Matthew mentioned the bottle for Womanity, it reminded me of my bottle too, because this is a perfume bottle, the pumpkin bottle, the extract. And once you spray it, the idea is that it turns into psychedelic colors. There's crew necks available, hoodies, t-shirts, stickers, mugs, different colorways as well. But only until the 31st of October, and then the collection is gone. So you're still in time to order it and for it to arrive to your home so you can wear it while we watch next Saturday's live stream for Halloween, as a countdown for Halloween, or to Halloween. So in total in October this year, there are 5 live streams because there are 5 Saturdays in this October. The last live stream being on the 31st of October, the night of Halloween. So the idea of this merch, quickly, I also have another one here. I want to show you the orange one. Oh, the blue. Okay, so of course, when yours comes home to you, it will not be transparent, but the blue screen, of course, is making it transparent now. Fun, fun, fun. But the bottles that you see surrounding me on the screen, I am in the landscape of my own merch, by the way. This is the moon, the extract pumpkin. There are a lot of hidden messages, by the way, in this landscape to decipher. I have built in a lot of details here that are codes. Anyway, that's for you to find out if you wish. This is a hoodie example with the pumpkin in the front, and the back has the big image. And then on the crew neck, actually, you have the front is like this with the Dacob the Extract text there. And they're very comfy. The idea was to create a collection because we're not going to go out for Halloween trick-or-treating. So I thought, well, how to be in the Halloween mood with the Halloween colors, the green, the orange, the purples, my favorite colors also. and be able to stay at home. So we're going to cozy up and cuddle up, you know, whatever, to the idea of just being comfortable for Halloween. That's why the hoodies, the crew necks, and this kind of fleece inside is super, super comfortable. So I'm loving them. I'm wearing them every day, not just for the videos, but like literally every day. And they're holding up quite well, I have to say. They're not, there's no pilling happening. There's no like, you know, they're really, really, although I was hoping actually, this is really bizarre, like just like the Chanel nail polish. Oh yeah, they did the chipping on purpose to make it cost more for Halloween. No, I was hoping for them to pill a little bit, because I like Halloween stuff to look a little bit used, you know. So I've been like using them every day, hoping that they're gonna have that used look, because I really want that used look for this Halloween stuff. But it's not they're not using up, like they're holding up really well. They're not like at all getting damaged. And I wanted them to get a little bit, you know, to give them that patina, because I love that used patina on hoodies and crew necks. But they're really, I mean, good. I've been wearing them now for, so what, I ordered my samples like before I launched the collection. So it's been a month now, over a month. And they're really, and I've washed them in the washing machine. Like they're holding up really, really well. So anyway, just in case you're interested in the longevity, the life of these things, like they're going to last. They're going to last you a long time. Okay, anyway. So what's, who's next? And, oh, Mr. E, Emilio. All right. And then, okay. All righty. 5, 6, and 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now, if I know my Emilio, he's probably already Googling to see what these are before he lets me finish what they are. Girl, don't do that. don't let me do it, and then you could like double check later. Girl, okay, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is the 7 one. Wait, like this. Perfect. Okay, now. Don't take it seriously. This is a game. I repeat it every time. I don't want anybody to be scared or anything. This is just a game. It's just for fun. And Emilio, just reminding you, this is the past, present, future. They're facing me. So I'm reading them facing me, not facing the camera, which is upside down. So we have the 3 of Pentacles, the Sun, and the Empress. Okay. All right. All 3 are up, are facing me, so they're not upside down. The 3 of Pentacles, your past comes from teamwork, initial fulfillment, collaboration, and learning. Learning. You've been through a lot in your life, you know. Oh no, the fly fell off my head. Hold on a minute. You guys, is this a sign? Wait, the fly was like, no, I can't anymore. Dacob, let me go. No, you're not gonna fly. It ain't gonna fly tonight. All right. Is it going to fall off again? Sorry, Emilio, but hey, this is... Okay, so you've been working. The fly's been flying. So we got the 3 of Pentacles, I was saying. Teamwork, initial fulfillment, collaboration, and learning. You've been through a lot. Travel, learning, moving, learning from experiences. The good thing about this card is also it implies that you have that capability of learning with every new step that came your way. Even when you were very little, you managed to metabolize it and turn it into a positive. It didn't make you bitter, it made you grow, and you realized whatever happened to you in your life would make you grow. So you find a way to metabolize it, to digest it, and to use it to your advantage. This is really good. And so teamwork, you are a good team player. you're not the type of person that takes over in a group. You know how to listen, and you know also when it's time to exchange your opinion, to give your input as well. So all of this is what you're taking with you from your past into your present. So this is really very, very stable, very healthy. And then we have the sun. The sun fun, warmth, success, positivity, vitality, darling. It's only the best. Literally, what more can we say? You're fun, you're warm, successful, positivity, vitality. No matter what endeavor you wish to go on, whichever path you take, you will be successful in it, because you have that capability also from your past to metabolize things and absorb them within your system and make it your own. And this is really a very, 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 very special trait that some people have, that, you know, they never see the glass half empty. They always realize that the glass is half full. They see the half empty part of the glass as well, but they manage to be ironic about it and acknowledge the fact that there is a half empty part of the glass, but let's have humor about it. Let's realize that we can laugh about the fact that it's half empty, because we know that the glass is still half full. And with that knowledge, with that stability, with that knowledge that it's half full, that half empty part doesn't bother us as much anymore, because we know that we're safe. And that's the type of person you are in the present time. And you manage to fulfill anything you want to go through because of that capability of humor, of also being self-ironic. You can be very successful with that, because you also become invincible. Nobody can really attack you, because if you are capable of laughing about your own self, if you don't take yourself too seriously, then you're never going to let anybody else attack you either, because you'll always find a way to, you know, you're going to be saying, oh, okay, so you want to make fun of me? Well, I know already, so that's fine. Moving on. Next. Thank you. Next. You know what I mean? And that's a really, really good character trait to have. And the sun is telling us that you're also fun, warm, successful, and vital. Vitality. And I know you for a fact that you've been on your walking binges, so you're like as vital as it gets in this day and age, because like God knows I need to go walking more, because I'm just like turning into a blob because I'm not moving enough. I have to admit, I have to move more. And the future is the Empress. Of course, she's a queen. The Empress. Let's see what the Empress is telling us. Oh, child. Fertility, femininity, beauty, nature, abundance, opulence. She has everything. The Empress. So, of course, Emilio, the fertility, unless medicine doesn't hold some crazy, wacky future where even guys can have babies at one point. Fertility, I think in your case, is more intended for artistic endeavors. Fertility in terms of abundance of ideas, many, many ideas, and you have the consistency and also the you're consequent about it. When you begin something, you also finish it. You have the consistency and the capability to actually pull through with the projects that you initiate, that you want to do. And so the fertility means there's a substrate, there's a subground, a lot of these ideas, and they're going to come to fruition as well. Because a lot of people have great ideas, but they don't bring them to fruition. You do. And all of that with the grace, poised femininity, beauty, nature, and abundance. Telling you, opulence, she got everything. So Emilio, yes, I would say yes. I hope you enjoyed this reading, but like, girl, yes, girl. Like, you're ready to take on 2021 like it's nobody's business. And 2022, depending on, when they give us the vaccine. So, working very, okay, so we read that. Does it look... Oh my God, there's so many. You guys, I can't even. Femininity. Okay. Is this only for people who signed up? I assume it is too late in this stream to line up for a card read. I mean, yeah, I don't know. I'm getting also a little bit, my voice is getting drained. So shoot your numbers, Demon. Yeah, shoot your numbers. I thought Dacob would be tired. I am tired, to be honest with you guys. Slowly but surely getting tired. Let me drink some water. But I hope you're having fun, you guys. Wait, let me see. So George is next in line. Okay, George, are you with us, George? It's like calling the spirits. George, are you with us? Are you with us, George? If you're still with us, George, let me know because I got your numbers. Brendan Brashear or Brashear. Brendan. Hi, Brendan. Interesting. I love this. Amelia's like, ooh, child. Totally. Okay. Femininity. Yeah. Opulence. So, Amelia, I hope you liked it. Okay. Amelia says that's hot. Good. All right. You know what we're doing? We're doing J. Dimon first. And then, so what are the numbers for J? Because I know that J had, okay, 8, 11, 23. All right. J, you're up next. 8, 1. Oh, what am I doing? What am I doing? 8. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then we have 11. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. And then we have 23. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. Okay, Mr. J, just letting you know, don't take it seriously. It's just a game. We're having some fun here. So no matter what is said, like don't be sad or whatever, but it's all going to be good. But just that. And also remember that I'm seeing the cards. I'm analyzing them from my perspective. So what's upside down for me is upright for you and vice versa. This one is the past. This card is the present. This card is the future. All right. So we got the 4 of Pentacles. Then we got the 9 of Pentacles. And we got the Queen of Swords. Somebody cue in Game of Thrones intro music. Okay, right. All right, so we got the 4 of Pentacles. This one's up, standing upright. So the 4 of Pentacles is... this is a good one. You come from a past of stability, security, but we fade into also potential negatives, and that's control, possession, and conservatism. Conservatism. So you come from a conservative past, but stability and security is your word du jour. Which can be a positive or negative thing. I mean, stability and security, if they're a priority for you, if they've been always a priority for you in the past, that means that they've also hindered you from trying out new things, experimenting, taking a new route that was not experienced or gone through by you in the past. So it's something to think about when we access the present and the future cards, just to know where we're coming from. It's... the stability and security part is a good thing, but that control and possession could be, I do not know. It could be related to you being that way or somebody being that way towards you. These are the two options that we have, but maybe the present card will tell us more about the past. The present card is the 9 of Pentacles. So we got Pentacles again. You see, it's so fascinating how these cards, they're so connected. And you know, random, but you gave the numbers, the fate, the stars, and the cards align. And look what happens here, Jay. The Nine of Pentacles is telling us in the upside down form, you're overinvested in work. You're working so hard that you overwork yourself, and that can have counter effects, which can set you to financial setbacks. But the fact that you're overworked and working yourself so hard is because of the background. It's because where we're coming from has taught us, has pushed us always to be that way, to work for our own security, for the stability, to ensure, you know, that the money's flowing, to ensure that there's always a pillow to, you know, when you fall back, that there's something to catch you. And if you are too secure, and if you're pushed in that direction too much, you kind of lose sight of the actual emotional part of your existence, which is detached from other people, but it's just you, and what is important for you is your own health, your own stability. And overworking yourself can lead to the counter effect, which can also be losing money because of burnout, because of overdoing stuff. And then when you overdo things, they wear out, they break. So be careful there. Right now, you're in a position where you're worrying a lot. It's 2020, you guys. I always say this, 2020, most of us are under a lot of pressure and stress to perform, to, you know, gotta work triple as hard to earn the same amount of money that we would earn the years past, because that's how economy is at the moment. And so a lot of us are struggling a lot to figure out how to make ends meet. And whether it be, you know, it doesn't have to just be a monetary making ends meet. It can also be an emotional making ends meet, because emotionally we're also put into a pressure cooker. We are, you guys, there's no like joking about, we are in an emotional pressure cooker. We are in a situation where, you know, things can escalate any second. People get really upset just for nothing because we're isolated. We're very alone most of the time. We don't get a chance to go out to meet other friends and family and you know, just to get to know new people, because given the circumstances of the health situation of the world at the moment, that's where it's at. So we are in a position where things that a year ago would not trigger us at all, they would be minor. We would just consider them like, oh, whatever, I'll let them talk. Now they not only trigger us, but now they make us even react in an aggressive way. So we got to be very careful there. We got to really, I think the task of 2020 for each and every one of us to kind of survive this in a healthy manner this year is to get into a position where we can separate between us. Okay, I need to nourish and take care of my emotional side. There's also that money aspect of paying rent and, you know, paying the bills, but I need to pull myself together to understand what I am, who I am, where I'm coming from. And then from there, I can combine everything with, I can combine it with whatever else follows. You know what I mean? Like when you're at peace with yourself, everything else really does follow. So bear that in mind as we move into the final card, which is the future. And that is the Queen of Swords. The Queen of Swords is upright. Oh, okay. In fact, I had a suspicion that it's going to go out that way, and it will. You are very well aware of all of this, of all of your character traits and of your past, and you're working on it. And only if we are aware of it can we also make things work. It's the people that are not aware of potential hazards or flaws or whatever. Those people usually end up in a bad state because they're not aware. They're not awoke to their own selves. But you are, and in fact, that's why your Queen of Swords will deliver a future where you're a quick thinker. You will think quickly, very organized, perceptive, and independent. You will manage to Combine and separate as needed the financial aspect from the emotional aspect, and you are going to organize yourself. And again, did we have the word percept? Yeah, we have the perceptive, independent, and quick thinker. Independence, not just monetary independence, but also emotional independence. When you have that, as I mentioned before, when you have that stability and emotional, you're grounded emotionally, then you're independent. And this is something funny. People usually think that being independent means, oh, I can make it on my own. I don't need a life partner, a girlfriend, a boyfriend, a husband, a wife. Independent, you know, me and myself. That's not necessarily always the case. Being independent is also very important in a relationship. Even when you are in a relationship, the best relationships, the long-lasting relationships are the ones where both partners allow each other to be independent. You know, not codependent. It's the codependency that suffocates a relationship. Now, I'm not saying being independent from a relationship. I'm saying being independent within the framework of a relationship. That's healthy. And that's where you're heading. Kudos to you, Jay. So yeah, good reading. I hope you've enjoyed it. So George is next, you guys. And I have the numbers for George here. Okay, let me read a couple of comments. I'm shuffling for you, George, right now. How are the digits picked? Oh, you picked the digits. Emilio, I put a single spray on my hand this morning and it doesn't want to go away. Carnal flower? If it's carnal, yeah. I mean, mine lasts over 24 hours. I'm scared he will have time and actually do my read. Jay, I did your read. What do you mean? Go with your good numbers. He read your cards, Jay. Oh, okay. Your reaction is smiling and then shock. Okay. So, Jay, are you happy with the reading or not? You're sending emojis. I have no clue where we're at. All right. So, Nay Pimentelli, this is interesting. Could you possibly read mine if you have time? I mean, you can give me your numbers, and if I get to them, I'll get to them. You know what I mean? I hope so. I hope we can get to it. But George, you're up next, George. All right, George Andrade. Ooh. All right, George's numbers are 6, 19, and 50. George, we're reading George now. 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 19. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, and then 15. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. All right, George, remember, this is just a game. Don't take it too seriously and personally. And also don't forget that the cards are upside down for you. I'm reading them facing me. And this one is the past, present, and future. The 9 of Pentacles. 9 of Pentacles, George Andrade. We're reading your cards, your tarot cards. 9 of Pentacles. Overinvestment in work, financial setbacks. So this means from the past, you're coming from a past where it hasn't been an easy one. There has been struggles. There has been struggles to make ends meet, and there has been struggles to, there's been struggles to understand and enjoy a more laid-back life. Okay? So, but this is not a bad thing for the present, because this also means that we've learned also how to survive. We are survivors, and being survivors is a good thing, because partially we also build street smarts, you know? we see big potential in little things. I always say that survivors always manage to see big things, like potential even in little things. But let's see how this leads us to the moon, the present. The moon is upright for me. Right now, your subconscious is struggling. It's like fighting its way through to the conscious. It's like bubbling to the surface. The subconscious, and it's not necessarily a good thing. It depends how you manage to handle it. It's up to you right now, but your subconscious is really bubbling up to the surface, and it's making it very, very hard to avoid dealing with it. And you should deal with it. But remember that subconscious usually also bubbles up to the surface: insecurity, anxiety, fear, illusion. Illusion, insecurity, fear, anxiety, all those things. Again, you guys, typical for 2020, our present, 2020. Of course, the anxiety, the fear, it's going to be there. But it's very fascinating that in your case, it's the subconscious that is like really pushing it to the surface. Like it's an open gate. There is nothing locking the subconscious. You are ready. You are ready. You're in the middle of dealing with it. And you're dealing with it now. And you're ready for it now. This to me is a really good thing, because you're in the middle of that tunnel. Yes, it's a dark tunnel, but there's light at the end of that tunnel, because you are dealing with stuff. You're processing it. You are working with it. And this means that you're going to come out through to the other end and everything will be totally fine. In fact, let's see just how fine with the future card, which is the Knight of Swords. The Knight of Swords okay, you got to work on that subconscious part here, because it's telling me that you might have disregard for consequences and scattered thoughts. Your way of battling the subconscious is by scattering it and not really dealing with it. That might be the outcome in the future. Don't let that be the outcome in the future. Because disregard for consequences also can mean that you just let go of something completely without even thinking about it anymore, just deleting it out of your brain, you know, out of mind, out of heart, out of thought, out of sight, and building something anew. But the past will come to haunt you. So deal with what is happening now. Don't be afraid of that. Don't be afraid of the subconscious kicking you out, kicking up to the surface, or sending you out to the surface all of the important notions inside of you, of that we mentioned before, of the fear, you know, of subconscious, everything that's from the subconscious. Don't kick that away. Absorb it. Take it in. As painful as it might be right now, it's a good thing to deal with it now, so that in the future, you won't need to push away the consequences. There won't be any. You know what I mean? It's all going to flow perfectly, brilliantly well. In fact, I say this with anybody, with myself in first place. Now is the time for us, and I can speak for myself really, to take advantage of this time. Try to see the glass half full. It's a difficult time, and there's a lot, you know, isolation, solitude, loneliness, but it's also a good thing, because it allows us to deal with ourselves for the first time in a long time. Sorry, I have these like hairs in my face. For the first time in a long time, we have an opportunity to really, really discover who we are and deal with ourselves. It's scary. Of course it's scary. We always tend to avoid, you know, like I say in my other videos, especially in America, it's a typical thing. When people ask you on the street, like, oh, how's it going? How are you? They don't care how you are. They just, it's like a way of saying good day, sir, good day to you too. But that like, oh, how's it going? How are you? Doesn't mean that anybody cares. They don't want to know how's it going and how you're doing. They just want to seem polite and move on with their day. But now is not the time for superficial pleasantries. Now is the time to actually take that time and say how it's really going. If you ask somebody, how are you doing? They should actually tell you how they're doing. And you should take the time, if you really ask that question, to actually listen to that person. Listening is key here. And dealing with our emotions, you know, not just like taking for granted that the question should not be answered. The question should be answered. The question should always be answered, but especially now, we should take what is given to us this time, this very special time, difficult time, but a special time, to use it to our advantage, to clear up whatever we've been shoving down underneath the carpet for years, possibly, lifting that carpet and cleaning all that out, because now we have the time to do that. So there you have it. I hope you've enjoyed this reading. Let me see. George, yay, good, yay. Okay, so Nay is next. 5, 11, 17. All right, I'm shuffling your cards, Nay. So Nay is next. Okay. Shuffling the cards. And then we're going to also twist them. Just so that and then one last shuffle. Okay. 5, 11, 17. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. All right, Nay, don't take anything personally. I always say this. This is all just a game. And past, present, future. You're seeing them upside down because the camera is showing it upside down, but I'm reading from this side. So we have the Queen of Wands, 2 of Swords, and the Ace of Swords. Queen of Wands. Okay, Queen of Wands is the past, and she's upside down. Again, we have this concept of a flower, the shrinking violet. Aggressive, demanding past. Aggressive and demanding past. So again, this can mean two things. Either somebody from your past, family member or loved one or in a relationship, was aggressive to you, psychologically or physically. Or it can also mean that you yourself have been very hard on yourself in the past couple of years. And you have to stop that, or block off whoever was mean to you, or stop being so tough on yourself. Those are the two options we have here, because we have to learn to let go of the difficult times in the past, because we shouldn't let them control and dominate our future and our present, because we have to thrive and grow and be happy in the present time. And the 2 of Swords, again, 2020, difficult time for all of us. So we have confusion and indecision going on in the present time. Confusion and indecision, because it could be because of, anything really. Confusion and indecision for which job to take next, what book to read next, what to do if in a relationship setting, what's with the relationship, if kids are in the picture or not, or pets. Indecisions about it can be little things, like if we're in a lockdown, the indecision can be about, should I go out? Should I take the dog out now, or should I wait 2 hours? I'm not in the mood now. What movie should I watch? There can be a lot of different things. But also the 2 of Swords means information overload. And this information overload that you're going through right now needs to be processed. You need to find a way to deal with the information that's coming, that's being thrown your way, whether it be the news reports telling you, you know, how the situation is progressing, is a vaccine being found or not, how the job situation is going on, so how schools are opening or not opening. There's so much information being thrown at you at this moment, and you're having a little bit of difficulties processing it, but that's okay. You will definitely find a way to process, but acknowledging the fact that there is a bit of overload of information heading your way, acknowledging it and saying, okay, let me just maybe turn off social media for a day. Maybe let me just like turn off the television for a day. Let me just like chill for a day, not let any information come to me. Let me cleanse myself of the overflow of information. And then I can organize my thoughts better, and then I can structure everything better and set myself up for moving forward to the future. And we jump into the future of the Ace of Swords, which is telling us, be careful. Now is the time, in the present is the time to sort your thoughts, to not allow external factors to confuse you. Free yourself of that, because if you don't, you risk to have chaos or lack of clarity tomorrow. And you don't want to have chaos and lack of clarity tomorrow, because, well, if you do, you're just going to freeze. But the concept is, or the concept, how life goes is, it goes on. Whether we want to or not, life just keeps going on. You know, they say, life is what happens while you're busy making plans. It's happening as you're making plans. It doesn't wait for you. It doesn't wait on nobody. Life doesn't wait on us. It just keeps going and going. So the cards are telling you, now is the time to take this opportunity and regain connection to yourself, and don't let too much of the noises from the outside world get to you. Just shut them all off for a minute and you're good to go. And then you reprocess, you find your way back to yourself, and then the future is full of clarity and serenity. But you got to do it now. Now is the time to do the work. And actually, at the end of the day, guys, if you think about it, of course, the present is the only time we have to do the work. We can't do the work in the past because the past is gone. We can't do the work in the future because the future hasn't happened yet. But at least we have the card telling us, be careful, do the work now, because then the future is going to have a lot of clarity and serenity. Okay, Nay, I hope you've enjoyed the reading. Thank you so much for giving me your numbers. So Daniel left the building. I have to dash off now. Sorry to leave early. Love to everyone in the fashion bunker. Thank you so much, Daniel. Thank you, sweetie. Have a great day. And George, okay, George says, for the reading of the cards, this is true, very me. Oh, great. Wow, I really resonated with this. Thanks. Nay says, thanks. Nay resonated with this. Okay, thank you so much, Nay. So, guys, Mr. E is on second glass of cider, living for tarot reading. Oh, thank you, E. Thank you, Mr. E. Yeah. So, yeah, that's... Jay says also, true, Dacob. Okay, Jay, so for the reading, Jay says, true, Dacob, this is fascinating. Fun. Cool. Amita's going to... Amita, have a great night, sweetie. Thank you so much for tuning in. Brandon says, I also resonated or related. The resonance is real. All right, so I mixed the cards for, let's say, the next time. But yeah, I think we've done enough readings for the day. Oh, you know what? This could be a great opportunity. I don't know. I mean, if this thing is like fun, we could do it again. I could do like the real tarot reading, like do I actually have super chats? I'm not even checking those. Oh, great. You can actually, this is so funny, tooting my own horn. You can send money for a super chat. You don't have to. I'm doing the reading of the cards anyway. I did them anyway. But I'm noticing that there's the button down there. But there are no super chats. Okay, because otherwise, I think I have to read those in a different position. Like, could you imagine? I'm sure some people would do it. Here, send us a super chat and get your cards read. That's what they do for the tarot callings. They like demand so much money. I think I remember there was a time, I'm still shuffling the cards, by the way. There was a time in Italy, I remember there was this like TV thing where people would call in to get their fortune read to them. But there was like this whole process of like exorbitant amount of money that had to be paid. And I think like it was super sketchy because like people like had to pay a lot of money to get a positive reading. And then if they didn't pay a lot of money, they would get a negative reading. Like it was like so ghetto in the worst way. But I loved watching it because it was just like, no, it was just like, because it goes beyond angry. You just like, at one point, you're just like, what the heck? Are these people for real? Unfortunately, they are. But also, you know, like when you're driving through LA, there's a lot of little tiny houses and little tiny spaces where people are like reading the future. I'm always so fascinated by the aesthetic of it because like, first of all, I think to myself, in the big cities, like in LA, where all the buildings are big, I mean, how is it possible that all of these fortune tellers manage to find the only tiny spaces that are for rent? Like what I'm saying is like, they managed to find these little miniature shops that are literally just one window and a door. And there's a bunch of them, right? But they occupy, all of the fortune tellers occupy these tiny spaces. So like, let's say if you want to open a little tiny cute store where you sell little trinkets, you can't because they've occupied all of those tiny spaces. And I wonder, like, is that a thing? Like, do fortune tellers under each other, amongst each other, do they know? Do they do that? Because like, they call each other up and say, hey girl, I got a little munchkin room available, like with a window front, storefront, like you can rent it out. I don't know how I do it, but I'm always so fascinated that all the tiny storefronts are always fortune tellers in LA. How? It's one of those mysteries of life. I don't know. Anyway. Ooh, Mellie, you've been to a fortune teller in LA? I mean, spill the tea. Nay says, get your coin. Oh, Patrice Marigold. Hello, sweetie. I just woke up now. Good to make it. Yeah, you made it. You made it. Oh, yeah, so you're down under. Get them coins. Right? Mellie says, this is my next gig. Yeah, me dressed as, for those of you who just tuned in, the idea is Ogra from The Dark Crystal. Love the movie so much. Jim Henson, check it out. By the way, shame on you, Netflix, for canceling season 2 of The Dark Crystal. So it's Ogra, Peggy Bundy from Married with Children, and Princess Leia. And of course, we got the fly from the political debate. It's our political debate fly. There it is. And then I did the nail polish. So Patrice, this is, oh, right, no, here I have to show it. Last week's nail polish, 7 days in, this is how it's peeling. This week's nail polish done just an hour or 2 ago. So that's something that happened today. And Mellie says, I'm so good at tarot card reading. So what do they say? Mellie says, so you went to a fortune teller in LA and they said to you, I was told I would be a writer living in LA. Oh. I mean, you want to be a writer. You just got to move to LA. Mellie says, you're so good at tarot card reading. He says, the buzz is real. Gonna peel without a top coat. It's gonna peel without a top coat. What's gonna peel without a top coat? Next gig, I'm telling you. That is why I said you are not an alcoholic yet. Oh, because of Emilio drinking the cider. But cider is, I mean, you guys, cider is like very, it's not, doesn't have these high levels of, I love cider too, by the way. I think cider is much tastier than wine. Wine has something bitter about it. The cider is acidic. It's like a wine mixed with vinegar with a sweet note in it. Because, I mean, that's what it is. It's fermenting apples, basically. It's apple wine. But I love the taste of it very, very much. That nail polish, LOL. Listen, Chanel, like, what are you doing, Chanel? This is like 7 days in, and it's Halloween, so it fits that it's chipped. But 7 days in for Chanel nail polish for the boy, Chanel boy. It ain't worth it, you guys. I'm telling you, don't buy it. Buy yourself some other mattified black nail polish that costs like 1/10 of the price. You know what I mean?